Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to We Are WED Talks.
What up?
Hey.
Hey.
So we are in Atlanta, and we have Kaitlin. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is like a dream. I don't know, like wake me up. I don't think I'm sitting here right now.
Well, you are.
I
We're
am,
here.
yeah.
You're here. This is real. So, Downtown Flowers.
Yes.
Tell us all about Downtown Flowers, how it started,
Okay.
and where you are now.
You got some time on your hands?
We got a
We
little
got
bit.
it.
We got a little bit of
Okay.
time.
So I went to school to be a veterinarian. I worked from about 2009, 2010, up until 2015 at a local vet hospital. So that's about 7 years. Was going to school, I had my head set. I'm going to be a veterinarian. I'm going to help animals and we'll save lives. It's going to be awesome. And then things changed. So we got married in 2013, me and my high school sweetheart.
Aw.
And in 2014, we found out we were expecting our first child. We have two. So 2014, getting pregnant, I'm like third trimester. I can't sling 50-pound dogs on a table anymore, just like they're,
Like nothing.
something. Yeah.
Right.
So I decided I needed to back down my load and I needed to start slowing it down, getting into mom mode and out of this go, 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 do, do, do mindset. So the opportunity come available to where I could start helping the lady who started Downtown Flowers in 2012 is when she started it. So I jumped on that bandwagon and I said, I would love to come and help you at your store.
That's epic.
So yeah, she wanted just help working on like home decor, making wreaths and things like that. It was a sit down job. It was good for me. I needed that at that moment in my life. So I decided to make a jump. I always go to this Steve Harvey thing where he had this little spill about, you'll never know what's out there until you jump.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I jumped. In 2015, I jumped from that 7-year job to Downtown Flowers.
Okay.
Took the plunge.
I did. It was very scary. It was
That's
very
like the
scary.
best moment ever, though.
It was scary, but I have not looked back one time and regretted it. So 2015, I'm working alongside her. Have our sweet baby girl. She's almost 4 now.
What's her name?
Riley Claire.
Aw.
She's so sweet. And she's our little diva. We call her Diva. And
For a
so,
second, I thought you said demon. I was like, oh,
no,
that turned
diva.
quick.
Diva.
I always hear things wrong.
No, she's sassy. Sassy little girl, like any other one. So I worked alongside my business partner for a year. And then we found out we were expecting child number 2. Who's our little boy. He's 2.5 right now. His name's Riot Charles.
Oh, yes.
We
I
wanted
love
something
that.
different. And we
I
kept
love
it
that.
with the R. So it's like Wyatt, but with an R. So Riot.
Riot.
That's
Riot Charles.
So I'm just going to interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
My name, Ramsey, but my granny always called me like rambunctious.
Yeah.
So
You
Riot-
Just living up to his name.
yeah, so Riot, I'm just like, yes, I love that.
Yes.
So Caleb has Emmy, who's 3. I have Beckett,
Yes.
who's 3, and you have Riot.
Who's almost 3. He'll be 3 in May.
We have
Oh,
a bunch
wow.
of 3-year-olds.
Oh, gosh.
So we don't sleep.
No.
A bunch of divas running around.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
That's life.
Toddler tornadoes.
Yes.
So Beckett, the other day, he has older siblings. He has twin 18-year-old siblings and an 11-year-old.
gosh.
So he's around a lot.
Yeah.
So the other day, I said, Beckett, I need you to stop doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that. And he said, Daddy, be humble, sit down.
Oh my gosh. It's like mine right now. They're like, I want to listen to the Horses in the Back song. And I'm like, can we listen to Baby Shark? Like, you're a 3-year-old.
You shouldn't be listening to this right now.
Oh, no.
But they just totally, they learn very quickly. But so you had Riot.
Yes, I had Riot. And, we found out we were pregnant with Riot. We hadn't had him yet. And the discussion came about switching ownership. So 2016, one baby in, half a baby bacon, and we decided to make the jump and purchase Downtown Flowers.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
we
epic.
were going to have 2 kids and a flower shop. My husband was at the time a traveling industrial electrician.
Oh, wow.
So I was, basically home by myself with pregnancies,
Right.
doing them all by myself.
Right.
So yeah, we took the jump and bought it. And then in that business partner worked alongside me for just a little bit and then left me high and dry, which I can get on in the struggles part.
Okay.
So that was struggles came out of it, but here we are today.
That's
Two
awesome.
locations. We just opened our second location in Clarksville, which is 15 minutes away from our Toccoa store. So we opened that in December. So that's brand spanking new. So we're just, I've heard y'all talk before about grassroots. So we're just letting the grassroots grow.
Love it. That's the way to do it.
Letting it take its time. And it's just, we're just nurturing it through it.
Slow and steady wins the
Mhm.
race.
Absolutely.
Slow and steady.
So-
It's hard to be slow and steady, but
It is.
it's necessary.
Absolutely.
Very necessary.
It makes you appreciate it a whole lot more. But yeah, I'm very impatient, so it's hard for me to be slow and steady. But being around this guy right here, I've been becoming more slow and steady, even though I'm the older one out of us too. Slow and steady definitely wins the race.
That's true. You gotta take your sweet time.
Now, so we're in Atlanta right now
Mhm.
at Ambient+Plus Studios, which you recommended.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're going to have a podcast episode about the whole story about how this happened.
Awesome.
See Caleb over there getting quiet.
Yeah.
I totally dropped the ball because I got really busy with weddings and we had someone in our family pass away.
True.
Ramsey's trying to be mad at me right now. It's fine.
I am not
But
mad.
it all worked out.
Yes.
And we are probably in the best place we could be.
Yes.
So.
It is.
Yeah,
This place is epic.
Yes. So, how, I don't know, what, Toccoa is how far away from Atlanta?
It's about 2 hours,
So
give
you-
or take some traffic and wrecks.
And you drove 2 hours down here to be on
I
the spot.
did.
That means a
I
lot.
did.
Thank you.
You don't get this opportunity. I've never gotten this opportunity before, and you have to jump on it and go.
True.
So don't pass up good opportunities.
Boom.
Best wedding advice right there.
Yeah.
Don't pass up good opportunities.
Don't do it.
So, what would you say that your biggest struggle has been?
Okay, so back to the struggles. Since I was going to school for veterinary medicine, I had no idea about flowers besides growing them in the yard and growing vegetables, and that was about it. So when that business partner just up and decided to leave, I was crushed. I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do, but you know what? I'm just going to trust the Lord and I'm going to figure it out. And
Right.
that's what I did. I mean, that's what you have to do when you have struggles that is that, I guess, big and in your face.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you can't get over that in a couple of days. So I started teaching myself and listened to things and watched tutorial videos and followed
Right.
these favorite, florists that I admire and look
Right.
up to.
Right. Self-taught.
Yeah. Self-taught.
Self-taught in floristry and in business owning.
Absolutely. At the same time, which
Yep.
is quite the challenge.
Yep. Because people don't realize that. Like your craft, a lot of times we're not masters at this craft yet, but we're pretty good.
Absolutely.
We have a lot to learn. If you ever
Mhm.
stop learning, just give it up. Just like Melissa Wilson says. Shouts out Melissa Wilson.
Yeah.
But you have to also learn that business side too. And there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
people can go to business school, but there's no such thing as entrepreneur school.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I kind of had the same situation whenever we started Salt Night Visuals. I had someone who they weren't like a partner like on legal terms, but they kind of were the person that started weddings with me. And then we booked a bunch of weddings, and then he was like, "I gotta step back, man." And I'll never forget that first wedding afterwards. He told me on a Friday I had a wedding that Saturday, and then I was like, "I gotta shoot this thing by myself." And it was one of those things for me. It was super scary, but
Yeah.
like I remember just sitting there like, "I got this." Like, and like once
Absolutely.
you get there, you
gotta
do
pep
that
talk
first
yourself
one.
up.
Yeah, pep talk yourself through it, and then you learn so much about yourself, and like you grow through those experiences. Like in the moment, like you can ask my wife, I was like, after I got the phone, I was just like going in like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This isn't gonna work. Like what am I even doing right now? But it teaches you so much.
Absolutely, it will. And you don't ever learn until you get, or at least me, I don't learn until I get into that situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just have to do it. You just figure out a way to get it done.
Well, I mean, you don't go
So-
searching like, what happens if I get screwed?
Yeah.
What happens if my business partner just bounces?
Yeah.
What all do I need to learn?
Yeah, that's
Learn
a
it.
tough challenge.
Learn and adapt very, very quickly. Sometimes you learn things, but you don't enact them.
Mhm.
And then that lesson will come back around and smack you in the face.
Yep.
So yeah, learning and adapting. And who was it? I think it was Dave Ramsey said something about business partners. I can't remember the way he said it, but it was basically like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't do it.
Yep.
And I've had several Well, I've had a couple business partners, and I ended up going that way.
My current one is my husband, so he can't just bounce on me that easily. But he does. I have to give a shout to him too, because he'll probably be like, "Why didn't you say it was me?" Like,
well, what's his name?
Dillon Long.
Shout out Dillon Long.
Yes, he is my business guru. So he is very money savvy. He is very spreadsheet savvy.
That is the person you want in your corner.
I'm not spreadsheet savvy at all.
Right.
Like, he's tried to explain it to me. He gets so frustrated because I can't do it. But he does help me a lot, and he's taught me a lot, and we've learned a lot together.
Nice.
So,
which brings y'all closer together.
Absolutely.
Aww.
Absolutely.
So, what are some of your favorite things about floristry, wedding flowers?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I would say my favorite part of the wedding is flowers, because I do flowers, but I don't know. I just like a bride coming in. There's like two different ways a brides will come in. They'll either come in and give you a blank slate and say, "These are my colors. Can you figure out the rest?" Those are somewhat of a challenge to me, which I like, because you get to do pretty much whatever you want to. And so that way, I know like one of your guests have spoken about it before, you use that as like a style shoot, or like your wow factor. So you can really like do things you haven't done before and showcase them in that kind of a wedding. Or there's these very particular brides that come in and say, "I want this flower, and you're going to make it grow in this color."
Right.
So, I mean, I like the diversity that I get from it, and I like being able to take their mindset and what they have in their head and just run with it and make it, exceed their expectations of what they think they're going to get. So that's kind of like my niche, I guess you can say. I like putting my spin on things.
Right.
It's one thing to see, a bride brings you a picture. "Hey, they've done this arbor there. Can you do this?" And I'm like, yes, but with Kaitlin Long twist, with Downtown Flowers twist. Because I don't, you're taught not to copy in school. So why would you copy someone else?
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Right.
So
you like to take their dreams and mix it with your creativity and make it happen.
Make it my own. And I like to see the finished product of it too. And then another thing I like from the florist side of it is you normally work with other vendors that day. Mm-hmm. So, you get creative with each other. Mm-hmm. You get to become, we call them friendors.
Doors.
That's a new one.
Oh,
friend vendors is called friendors in North
Georgia.
Georgia.
We're going to make sure we use that pretty often.
Friendors. I like it.
Friendors. So I have a lot of friendors in my little, I guess posse or group that we
tribe.
Yeah, our tribe that
hashtag Melissa Wilson.
Yes. I was listening to that on the way here. I was like, that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I like to coordinate with people and interact with other people, and in all honestly, just bring the bride's dream to reality and exceed her expectations. So
what is one piece of advice you'd give someone who's getting into the wedding industry or into the floral business?
It's a lot harder than you think. It's not just smelling flowers and putting them in a bucket. It's a very laborious task to take on. And like you hit on earlier, it's not just you're a florist. You're a business owner.
Yeah.
You have to, have people skills. I was an introvert before this happened, if you believe me or not. So I was very shy and bashful. I would sit like in the front row of the class and I wouldn't really say anything. I was teacher's pet, kind of deal. And you just have to break that shell. So you have to break that shell, and you have to get out of your comfort zone and just do it.
You can't grow if you stay in your comfort zone.
No.
And that means your business doesn't grow. And
Absolutely.
that means your bank account doesn't grow.
And if you're not growing, what are you doing?
You're dying.
I did my homework.
Boom. Boom. I don't like homework, so I didn't. But still.
Oh, gosh.
Ramsey never does homework. Just kidding.
That's awesome. So the big fake wedding. So in Pensacola a few years ago, several years ago, shout out Sarah Jillian, Chloe, Melissa Wilson, we had something called, I can't remember what it's called now.
Block party wedding?
Pensacola block party wedding. So we have something called gallery night, where the busiest part of downtown basically shuts down. Everybody gets to hang out. They have music playing, they have drinks, they have art, all the way down to the water. It's awesome.
Sounds pretty cool.
Sarah had the idea to do a contest several months before, like 6 months before one of the gallery nights, because they do it once a month, and we would pick 30 I think it was 30, and then we would dwindle them down to like 2 or 3 months before the wedding, and then they had 1 month to get as many votes, and then that person would win a wedding, all the vendors, and they would get married on Palafox Street. And then we would do the ceremony, and the crowds, like the actual crowd that would be down there for gallery night, and like they're parted like the Red Sea, long red velvet. What do you call that thing people walk on? What do you?
Aisle.
Yes. Oh, listen.
Crushed it. I was gonna say carpet.
An aisle runner. I mean.
Yes. So they walk all the way down all the way down, like 3/4, not 3/4, but like probably 2 or 3 blocks. The bride does, and there's people taking pictures, and then they get married in Palafox, and then we take them to, I think it was Palafox Wharf. I think one year was 511, but then they have the reception there and all that good stuff. So that's what the big fake wedding kind of.
Kinda.
Okay.
So that's how I was introduced to Ambient+ Studios. It was a couple years ago. It was in August. It was hot. But I got contacted. I'll tell you this story because it was really crazy. I got contacted by this person, and it was an email saying about big fake wedding. I said, this sounds like something crazy. This cannot be real. This is somebody playing games.
It sounds like I'm about to get robbed.
Yeah. Big fake. Like, what would you do that was, why would you be a part of something that was fake? And I just dug into it, and I saw the opportunity. So what it is they strive on finding vendors or people who are not very big yet. So they don't have their name out there. They're like smaller little quaint towns, kind of like where I'm from, and people don't really know them yet. So they contacted me and said, would you like to be a florist on Big Fake Wedding? I said, okay, but can you give me some more information about this? Like, I'm still, I don't know. And so what it is you have like a group of people, and I say group, it's like 20 to 30 plus vendors. Like you have, 3 florists, you have like 3 or 4 photographers, you have 3 or 4 like cake people and caterers. They just make a big thing about it.
Wow.
And you all come together, you get this one mood board. That's all they send out is like colors and pictures. That's all you get. And from there, if you wanted to go and talk to the other florists, you could, or you could just do your own thing. And so what it is like us 3 florists, one of us got the bridal party, one of us got the like backdrop, and then another one got like tablescapes. But then we all 3 got an additional 2 tablescapes, which is like setting up a table with a centerpiece and all. And so it's fun to watch it all come together. So what it is 2 people. They normally have been married before. It doesn't really matter the length of time they've been married, but they pick the couple, and it is a vow renewal, so to speak.
How do they pick the couple?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't ask that part.
Okay. 10-4.
But I'll do some research.
Homework.
And so it's called research. Now we're grown-ups. It's research.
Okay. 10-4.
And so they do this whole thing. Now your audience, like what you would be family on a normal wedding date, is an audience here. And how you get to become an audience is any bride, groom, grandma of the bride, sister of the bride-to-be, anything like that can buy a ticket to this big fake wedding.
Okay.
And so whoever buys a ticket is your guest party who gets to watch you renew your vows.
Oh, wow.
And so they also hand out to the guests like a book of people who all is there. So they list you out there, and that's how you get social media or social presence. And then, as the photographers take your pictures and share it, you get media there. And it's awesome.
Nice.
And I've done 2.
Okay.
So it's addicting too. Like you have to keep doing more. I did one here in Atlanta, and then I did one at the NOAA NOAH in Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay.
So I did that one a couple years ago.
Okay.
But yes,
Nice.
It's just like this big party is what they call it. It's a big fake wedding.
And so it's a place to like get really creative. And
Absolutely. And it's awesome to walk into the room and see all these people only got the same mood board you did. And there's so much variation.
Oh, wow.
And no one matches, all the flowers, the decor, the colors, they all commingle and they're adhesive or cohesive. But they're all different and to that person's style. So you can speak your style in that as well.
That's really cool.
It is very cool.
So was it a challenge like doing it from Toccoa and then going to Greenville?
It was. It's different. And that's like, I know Landrum Smitten is on the Big Fake Wedding board. Me and her talked too. We're friend doors.
Okay.
And so that's what she said too. Like I noticed the difference in the people and the way they act and their appearance and their taste from Atlanta to Greenville. Like
Okay.
it's so
Wow.
different. Here in Atlanta, people were very outgoing, energetic. They would speak to you, and in Greenville, you had to like come to my booth, like get
Wow.
over here. Like I don't know. It was two different total worlds.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty neat to see. But
And I used to live in Greenville for 8 years, so it's cool to hear that. I haven't been back since I was 21.
Man.
That's like 19 years, bro. Actually, my friend, I left college. I went to North Greenville Christian College, and I had a friend. They had a house because that's what people live in.
yeah.
But they had a box of my stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming back after the summer to get it because I'm coming back to school." Never came back, and I just got that stuff shipped to me this past Christmas.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. So, but shouts out to Greenville. That's cool. That's cool. I like hearing about Greenville. So,
I mean, some people don't live in a house. I live in a camper right now.
oh,
A 39-foot camper because we're building a house.
okay.
So that's a
That's an
challenge.
adjustment.
Oh, yeah. With 2 toddlers.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
You're probably a saint then.
Oh,
you
no.
Could
Surprised
you
I don't have
imagine?
gray hair like I'm at my wit's end.
Could you imagine having all your kids in a camper, dude?
It's scary. It's still scary. I've been in it a year so far, and it's scary. Got it for my birthday. Woo!
Well, before we leave, I want to say thank you so
Yay.
much
Thank
for
you.
being on We Are WED Talks.
Oh,
Thank you
thanks.
so much for sending Ambient+Plus Studio to me as a place to go. And just thank you so much for being awesome
Oh, thank
and
you.
so sweet. Tell everybody where they can find you on social
Absolutely.
media, website, all that stuff.
So Facebook and Instagram, you could just search Downtown Flowers, or it's Downtown Flowers 17.
Mhm.
And then we also have a website. It's www.downtownflowerstocoa.com.
Okay.
So that's
Awesome.
pretty much it, though. And we're on the Knot and the Wedding Wire and stuff like that, too.
Awesome. Real quick, what do you do as far as educating yourself and staying educated?
I try to I think style shoots helps me stay in the loop of things too, because I
Mhm.
get to work with different people and they bring new creative ideas to the table.
Mhm.
But then I also like to follow like Australian florists
Oh,
or
wow.
European
cool.
florists, because they normally do stuff that you don't normally see in America. And that's what I like to do. I like to do unique things. Even though I'm an everyday florist as well, you can see it in my everyday work. So funeral work, everyday Valentine's, anniversary, I put my unique spin on it. So it's not quite like everyone else. So that's what I like to do.
Nice. Time is running out, but I guess
Yes.
I want to talk some more. I want to ask about real quick. We're gonna go back in. I know the cameras. I got you. So scaling. How did you scale?
Social media. I mean, we kept the same name, Downtown Flowers, but we added and market to it to get away from the old past kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do some rebranding, some, new logos. We had to make a whole new Instagram, Facebook page. So we kind of started from the bottom, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like, just getting out in our community. I try to get around where we are, so North Georgia mountain areas, and just go to those venues whenever they have open houses. Hey, can I come and set this up here? And that's what started me kind of local, like
Mhm.
local roots, I guess you could say. And then the big fake wedding hit, and we just right up to the roof.
Okay.
And I've been in a magazine. I've been on, some blogs. I've worked alongside a florist who she's trying to get her wedding in Martha Stewart magazine. Like,
Wow.
it's just, and I'm on a podcast. Like, it's insane. Like, I don't know what happened and when it happened, but it happened.
It happened.
Hard work.
Yeah, hustling. There's a
Yeah.
lot of hustle. You
Yes.
gotta hustle.
Yes. All right, Kaitlin. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Downtown Flowers, and
Killed it.
yes, you did. You did
Thank you.
great. You did great. You're natural.
Okay.
Seriously,
I
you
wouldn't say that.
You're
but-
good. You're good.
Okay.
So thank you for coming on, and we are
WED Talks.
boom.